Jon Moxley did an interview with the Messenger. I believe it came out yesterday.
Yeah.
And he got real honest about a couple weeks ago. It was a scary incident watching it on TV. He got banged up, had to go through concussion protocol and everything. And he kind of said that there should be a new system in place during matches where basically, to paraphrase what he said, is that when the ref hits the red button, the imaginary red button, the match stops. It doesn't matter the circumstance, and we tend to whoever needs to be tended to. What's your opinion on that? Because that incident in particular, they didn't know. They reset it. They did the move again. We don't know what condition he was right in that moment, and it was a scary thing looking back at it now.
You cannot leave those kind of decisions up to the wrestlers. I mean, I'm sure I haven't seen the full quote or what he said, but I'm sure he's aware enough to even say that you can let him make the decision to keep going or not in that instance. And what they probably should do, and I'm a proponent of this, I don't know who I would even talk to, but I myself go to the Lou Ruvo Brain Institute, which is here in Las Vegas. And they have a large-scale study done with fighters, boxers. I think they have maybe PBR bull riders in there as well, but like hundreds. Well, they're also owned by the same company as UFC now, so that's probably they got in. But they have like a couple hundred, athletes that they monitor and they keep track of over the years. And AEW should be doing that. WWE should be doing that, whether it's their own kind of in-house thing, which, leads to more problems sometimes.
More gray area.
Because you're in control of it. Or if it's working with like the Cleveland Clinic, Lou Ruvo Brain Health Institute, which they should be doing, and sending the guys for their baseline testing each year. When you're in the ring, it should be similar to like an NFL style thing. You know what I mean? I agree that there probably should be some medical expert along with an experienced wrestler or somebody who's, been active. Like I mean, I'm not even saying this because I'm a fighter, but maybe someone who has a fighting experience as well as wrestling experience. You know what I mean? There are guys out there who've seen both and kind of figure out what the difference is when the person's selling. But there should be some sort of fail safe against this, right? Like I watch that match. There's other matches too where guys get KO'd and they're, clearly not of their faculties, and the match just continues. Whereas like in MMA or any other sport, like this is done. You know what I mean? Forget the fact that like this is a predetermined outcome and you can kind of continue on and not have to call it on the fly. But there's times you see guys having the fencing response and they're down and it's like, just call the match. You know what I mean? I think one thing that we've seen right since this Jon Moxley incident too is like he lost the belt to Fenix. The championship's now back on Orange Cassidy and nobody's making a huge issue over it. You know what I mean? People kind of understand the deal, and in fights, sometimes the better fighter gets flash KO'd, you know what I mean? Yeah. And loses. Like these sort of things, it's not insurmountable odds that you can't come back after like a loss from one of these flash KOs. So, I think it's the right thing to do. I think it's something that the pro wrestling industry should probably move towards.
No, 100%. That's like I kind of felt like, we need to talk about this on a serious note. And look what we've covered. And we got to get out of here. Look what we've covered. We've covered love. We've covered wrestling safety. We've covered the history of New Japan. We've covered Forbidden Doors. This is good stuff. Tom, we need to do this in studio with the proper lights, the 4K, and do this properly. It's been a pleasure. And thank you for spending some time with us before tonight.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me on. Hopefully, if anybody can make it out tonight, Fighting Spirit Unleashed, New Japan Pro Wrestling at Sam's Town, I promise you will get your money's worth.